and today we are reviewing another colorful board game called Drop It.
So, we are going to tell you why you should be playing Drop It. It's not really a board game, it's kind of a toy, but
Yeah.
grown-ups can enjoy it as well. What you are actually getting in this game is that every player is going to get some shapes of his or her own color. These are different shapes: square, a rhombus, triangle, circle. So these are different shapes available. Everyone gets them. If you're playing with less than 4 players, then you still get to use all these pieces, but then you share them. So for example, for 2 players, which we are showing right now, 2 players are going to pick. So I will take, for example, green and red, while Ishal is going to take yellow and blue. Accordingly, there is a scoreboard on which those 2 players are going to be represented. So for example, we don't need all of these. We will just take, so Ishal will be represented by yellow color, I'm being represented by red color. And along this track, we will count the points as we score the points. The objective of the game: you're going to throw the shapes in this acrylic box,
Just turn.
and accordingly, wherever it falls, there are different levels given in this. So at the bottom,
And on the sides, there are numbers written for how many points you will get.
yeah. So these lines actually tell you. So the first section gives you 1 point, the second section 2 points, 3 points, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 points. So the maximum you can get in this section, as long as you can stack your items on top of each other, you will get 8 points. But there are bonus points as well. So there are some small circles within this acrylic which has some number written on it, which gives you bonus points in addition to the points that you are going to get, but as long as you touch that item. So let's say I'm going to start. I'm going to pick one color of mine and throw this item. Now, once it falls in something, that's the point I'm going to get. But Ishal, tell the rules about the X colors.
But it's not going to be as simple as in, oh, I'm going to try this now. Flip. And then, meh. There's actually colors and different shapes on both bottom tiles and side tiles. I don't know what they're called. And if that color touches the same color, you don't get the point.
Yeah, so the X means, so in this case, my green cube actually touched the green color, the green X. So that means no green colored block should have touched this section. Since it touched it, so I get 0 points on the scoreboard. So Ishal, show another turn.
Let's see.
So in this case, Ishal managed to actually reach point 1 without touching any other blue. So in this case, she does get 1 point and she goes 1 point ahead on the tracker. I'll go next.
Also, there is one problem, I guess there's one problem with some people who play this game, is that you're supposed to pay attention to both colored sides.
So I threw,
And most
so I get
people
1
do
point.
not pay attention to these colored sides.
So in this way, we are going to keep throwing and tracking the score. So let me just throw a bunch of blocks inside so that to show you how it looks like once it's filled up. Now the fun rule is that you have to throw a shape which does not match the same color or the shape that is already there. So for example, if it's blue player's turn and I have a square and a triangle, then I have to make a decision that if I throw a square, there is already a red square here and a yellow square here. So this might be touching any of these. So I will not score a point. And if I try to throw it in the center, I already have a blue item there. Again, I'm not going to get a score. So it might be a better thing that I throw the triangle there. So many times and anxiety will be there, that sometimes all the shapes cannot be thrown, and that anxiety creates the fun at certain moments, that all the shapes are touchable, or the structure might get imbalanced and fall in such a way that by the end it touches something which it is not supposed to touch. So in this case, this might be a perfectly good move, getting me up to level 5 and getting me the score. But when it's the next player's turn, which might be yellow, then he has to be careful. He cannot throw here because there is already a yellow item here and a rhombus shape as well. And this might be the only one left with him. So it's very difficult, because even if he tries to throw down on this route, there is already a rhombus here. Now this creates the problem for the yellow player, and that's where the fun starts, when the players have problems that none of their shapes fit suitably anywhere. Even on the right edge, there is a yellow no zone with an X. So that means he is really pretty much stuck. Wherever he throws, it's going to count as a foul. Let's try. Sometimes it becomes difficult that you cannot actually get the score without making a foul. In that case, the game gives every player 2 foul tokens. So these smiley faces are foul tokens, and if you discard one of this, you can say, okay, I'm allowed to take the foul, and then your score get counted. If you don't use it at the end of the game, this counts as 3 points. But in case you're getting a score of, let's say, 7, but it's a foul, then you can easily discard it, because this was worth 3 points. You can lose it and get 7 points.
Mostly it's worth using your foul once you get higher and higher. Because when you use your foul at the beginning, it's meh. It's not working.
Yeah. So that's all the rules. The game does come with some variants. So instead of using the color edges, you can use these edges as well, which shows different shapes instead of colors with an X. So actually, if you replace them here, then what the game is going to tell you is that you are not allowed to have that specific shape touch on these edges. Same goes for the bottom as well, that we can flip it, and now the rules have changed that these specific shapes cannot touch at the bottom. So Ishal, why do you like it?
I mostly like it because, again, it's very colorful, and it actually gives your brain more, like, what do you call it? Power. It makes your brain more strong. It gives you more intelligence.
Yeah, it makes you think, because many times you have to, it's a dexterity game, let's be honest about it. But still, yeah, that you have to think that where it will fall, how my shape is going to roll, how the physics are going to work. So you're trying to actually make it work like that. So like when I throw a circle, it will roll off where? How much surface is unstable and where it will fall. You try to think about those things. So even though you're having fun just dropping things, it's quick to pick up, but there are a lot of things to consider regarding the fouling system, and accordingly, you can really have a fun time playing this game. So to me, I would give it 7 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. The only thing why I'd not rate it higher than that is that there aren't much variants. It's the same thing you're going to do every time. Different things are going to happen inside for sure, but there are not much variants available in the game. But within the box, the only variant available is either you play with different colors or the shapes. That's the only 2 variant, which sometimes might look repetitive, but still a lot of fun. Very simple for anyone to pick up and play. Not much rules to explain, and that's why it's a very good pick for families. Okay, so thank you for watching this review, and happy gaming.
Happy gaming!